What's up, everybody? I'm Richard.
And I'm Shawn.
And we are speaking the language of bromance. Shawn, with the rapid evolution of technology, it seems every day something new is stepping from the pages of science fiction into everyday life.
Are we going to talk about warp speed or like intergalactic travel or like, planetary terraforming or like something great like worldwide broadband?
Oh my God, you think so small. You think so very small.
The end to all sharks? Is that what we're talking about?
The end to all
Can
sharks.
I swim in the ocean?
Dude, I just saw a trailer. I just saw an ad for they're making a Deep Blue Sea 2.
Yeah, I saw that. I think it's a sci-fi specific, isn't it? Or is it theatrical release?
I have no idea. I didn't actually finish watching the ad because I got kind of mad at it because the first like 15 20 seconds they're showing me scenes from the first one.
That's how they get you. Well, it's like
and I was like, holy shit, they're making a Deep Blue Sea 2. Holy shit, LL Cool J's in it. Holy shit, Samuel L. Jackson's in this movie. And then they're like, you like the first one? I was like, oh.
It's like there's a new like Lake Placid 6. Like the first one was good with what's the old chick from
Betty White?
Yeah, she was good in that.
How dare you forget that name?
But then they got this new one on Sci-Fi that looks like horrible, like bad CGI and come out here, you alligator.
I feel like the Betty White thing kind of like Betty White and Lake Placid kind of revitalized her career.
I agree. I completely
because they were like, holy shit, one of the Golden Girls is cursing.
Yeah, because she said shit, didn't she?
Yeah, something like that.
I'm rooting for the crocodile. Betty White, you mean old lady.
Shawn, what I'm actually talking about, before we, dive into a tangent once again on bad sci-fi movies about sharks.
Before we fall into a megalodon rant.
I want to talk about this. I really want to talk about this. This isn't like Fight Club, where we never really got around to it. And that one's coming at some point, I think. I don't know. We'll see. See, you dangle that like a teaser. We have that as the tease.
You dangle it like some food over a lake of Placid for a crocodile to jump out of.
That analogy made me placid. No, Shawn, what I want to talk about is way too important to segue, to digress away. Okay, Shawn?
Okay.
I'm talking about the future. And when I'm talking future, I'm talking about sex robots.
Oh, God.
Are you using a sex robot?
No. How was that, Shawn? It was great, Bob. Oh, so great.
Press Y to continue.
Shawn, your sex robot's named Bob. It's short for Bob.
Big old booty system.
Sex. We've talked about sex robots a couple of times, Richard. So are they on the verge? Is Walmart going to start selling these? I'll
tell you what, prices? I have seen some stories about sex bots in the news. Well, not in the news, but I've seen some stories about sex bots, and these things are getting like ridiculously close to that creepy line.
Well, dude, I just watched Westworld. I mean, that is essentially a sex bot that like 2.0. Because you go to Westworld, it's not to have fun. It's like, I want to fuck a robot.
Yeah, but no, you're not going to Westworld and going, I want to fuck a robot. You're going to Westworld and you're saying like, I want to fuck a can girl.
Yeah, and then kill some thing
that happens to be a robot.
Yeah, I want to feel loved.
Like nobody goes to Westworld with the explicit purpose of fucking a robot. Like you don't get off the train and you're like, where's some robots? Because I'm down to fuck.
Where's that robot poontang? Sir, you are not.
You go to Robot Vegas for that.
Really? They have... Oh, that's even... what's grosser, like, going to, like, the kitty... Was it... What's the whorehouse that they had the show on HBO?
Cat house.
Cat house. What's more disgusting to you? Like, why'd
you make me remember that? Why did you be like, hey, what's that show again? And then instantly I'm like, oh, Cat House. You made me do that. You put that on me.
What's more
and
gross?
Be like, why did Richard recall that so quickly? I've seen it.
Now. He's got the deluxe DVD versions of it. So what's
you know
grosser?
What? Not that great.
No,
not a fan.
So the thing about Cat House is like, I'm like, oh yeah, this will be interesting because it's like reality TV, but in a brothel, and like you see the chicks that line up, and like it's like, oh, these girls aren't that great looking. I'm like, okay, like this is like realistically what you get. Like, well, how much is it for an hour? It's like $10,000. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it's like some stupid amount. Like they charge like
it's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's like $400, $500, $600.
No,
for like an hour.
It was more than that, if I recall. Like I feel like
you might be right. It might be like $1,200 or something like that for an hour.
Like money that is missing from your bank account. Your wife's going to be like, "What the fuck's going on here?"
Where did you spend $1,200 at? And also, okay, if you go there, and let's say, are you going to walk in there with $1,200 cash? Number one,
do you get a discount if you use cash?
I don't know. Number two, most people don't walk around with fucking $1,200 in their pocket.
Yeah.
So obviously, like a lot of people, I assume, are going to use like a card. How does that show up on the bill?
Probably like Cat House LLC.
You think so, or do you think it has some, or do you think they do it under some like benign name? So like your wife looks at the statement and doesn't know any better.
House
like it says
payment.
Like Build-A-Bear Workshop. Why did you spend $1,400 at Build-A-Bear Workshop?
Well, I mean, even if I was single and had the money, like it doesn't seem like. I mean, of course, there's probably like better places to go. Like I'm sure that's like low rent, but still, that just seems like a lot of money to blow on chicks that are just not like. If I'm gonna spend that money, like I want like unachievable top shelf.
I completely agree. How much? I'll go ahead and destroy my Google search history. How much does a quality hooker cost?
Instantly, your wife's phone dings and she comes running.
Oh my god! The first result is the prostitute price guide.
Oh yeah, it's like baseball cards.
That's perfect. Wait, man, I think this is a joke.
Oh, no, I have a virus.
That's a joke site. They're fucking with me.
But, like, what's grosser to you? Like, the idea of, like, the cat house or... Because even that, like, weirds me out. Like, I guess I've always been more intimate with it. Like, going there, like... It's like going to a strip club. Like, they make you feel awesome, but when you leave, they're not even going to remember my name. They didn't even know the color of my eyes. But what would be grosser, like... because like having that relationship with a girl from like Cat House, or like going to a place that rents out sex toys, like sex robots, and using one of those.
Oh, I would assume you'd have to buy the sex robot.
I don't
you have to.
I don't know. There's probably a business there where you can rent them by the hour. It's probably safer. You just hose it out and send it through a car wash.
Okay, now wait a minute. Okay, So I have this article right here. Says, I'm a pricing expert. Can I ask you some questions? This is a guy talking to a Vegas prostitute. She said yes.
For $20.
So I asked what she charged. She said, I charge $500. I asked if she ever negotiated lower prices, and she answered, if they don't want to pay that, I give them the names of some other providers who would provide services.
But I think $500 just gets her into your room, doesn't it?
And then I ask her, do you ever charge more? And she says, absolutely. If some guy walks up in a fancy suit, nice watch, I'm starting at $800.
I'm starting at $550.
So the trick is if you're going to pick up a prostitute, step number one, look schlubby. And immediately they'll set the price point low.
I've always been super intrigued by that. Like, I knew somebody that sat down with a prostitute at it wasn't Vegas, it was somewhere else. It was asking the questions like, well, how much do you charge? She's like, and I think it was like $8,000 or $1,000 an hour. He's like, wow. It's like, okay, well, what about a half hour? She's like, $1,000. Like her starting price was what it was.
Uh-huh.
He's like, okay, well, like, what about just like a blowjob or a hand job? She's like, $800 or whatever it was. So like,
$800 for a hand job?
it was like basically you bought her for an hour, and whatever happened in that hour was that much.
That's fucking ridiculous, dude.
I would not
pay $800 for a hand job.
No, I don't even pay for porn. So
Pornhub's free.
yeah, I know, right? And you're going to feel just as bad about yourself. And maybe
Right?
at least you're going to have $800 in the bank.
Yeah. You can fall back on your $800 to, buy yourself food or something to cover the shame.
Because it's always like when you go to a strip club, it's like, oh, if I spend more money, they'll like me. And then you leave, it's like, yeah, they don't care. They're just like Richard. And then I call you. You're like, Shawn, you at a strip club again? I'm like, no. How much did you spend? Too much. Can I borrow some money?
How much does it cost when you and a friend provide services? And they say, oh, that starts at $2,000.
Well, they're doing half the work. It should be cheaper.
You would think it should be cheaper. They're like, okay, one's $500, two's $750.
Yeah, buy one, get one half off. Makes complete sense. They do it for Doritos.
If you're buying them both, you're getting them both with everything off.
I don't remember where else I heard, but the other thing, like in Vegas too, like it's like the price that she was saying, that's just to get them in the room. That's how they get you, because then it's like, oh, well, you want me to take my clothes off? Well, that's an extra $100. Like, well, you're already here. Like, oh, well, you want me to get in bed with you? That's an extra $750. It's like being married, Richard.
Oh my God! I just found. Okay, so now I found a Q&A thing. One lady said, I charge $150 an hour, and anal was extra. I'm like, that's amazing. That's great. Anyway, we're getting off subject. God damn it. Sex robots, Shawn. Don't do this to me. Sex robots.
All right, what do you got about sex robots?
Okay. So it says, with the idea, this article is from, this is a story about a UBC professor, which I'm not sure what UBC is. I'm sure it's in the article. With the idea of physical intimacy with a machine will no doubt be uncomfortable to some and repellent to others. There are some who argue the introduction of sex robots into our lives could be an agent for positive change. Among these proponents is Marina Ashad, a professor at the University of British Columbia's Vancouver School of Economics, who argues bringing robots into the bedroom could be the best thing that ever happened to your marriage.
Whoa, okay. His and hers?
So hers?
Yeah. Well, I mean, chicks already have like the best toys.
Whatever. We know what's going to happen. This is going to be like, hey, my wife wanted a cat and I didn't want a cat, so we compromised and got a cat. That's what this is. It's like, I wanted a girl robot and she wanted a boy robot, so we compromised and bought a boy robot.
And now I sleep on the couch all the time.
Yep. I don't even know why I stay in this house.
She's like, he makes breakfast better than you. I'm like, how does it even happen?
How does he do that? Is he Rosie from the Jetsons?
The kids are calling him Dad. He's taking him to school.
Yeah.
He's even got a better job than me.
How does this happen?
I'm starting to think it's not a robot, Richard.
Everybody calls him Dennis. I don't understand.
My dad took him fishing. My father-in-law calls him son. It's all so confusing.
Well, they keep swearing up and down he's a robot. And I'm like, well, that seems believable. I could never get her to finish. Only a robot could do that.
They're at it for hours too, Richard. I'm trying to get some sleep on the couch.
Right? I got work in the morning. Well, I did until he took my job.
And while they're going at it, he's like, I'm a real boy. I'm a real boy.
Ashad has penned a chapter in the new book, Robot Sex, Social and Ethical Implications, and says introducing sex into a marriage wouldn't necessarily be about replacing a spouse. Rather than substitutes for human companionship, she argues they could work to complement it.
Yeah, I can imagine how that would go. Like the wife and me are laying in bed. I'm like, "Hey, babe, do you wanna?" She's like, "No, it's 10:30. I'm ready for bed." I'm like, "Well, Susie's in the mood." Like brushing her hair with this robot hand. Susie wants to do it. Oh God,
She
how
doesn't seem tired. Are you tired, Susie? No, I'm not tired, Shawn.
how awkward would that be? You're like your wife's trying to sleep next to you, and you're just having sex with your sex robot next to her.
Almost done. Almost done. Almost done.
And I'm done.
Sorry. I'm rocking the bed so much.
The dog's barking at the
Next
robot.
time I'll take the legs off.
Well, just imagine your dog's barking at the robot, biting at her hand. No, Spunky, no.
Oh shit. That's a pretty naive view of why men choose to marry, she told Global News. Men out there are not marrying simply because it gives them easy access to sex. Right now, men have access to sex outside of marriage. Really?
What?
I love how that's both a reaction. They're like, huh?
Have they met our wives? Like,
That doesn't make sense.
If I mention this to my wife right now, Richard, I'm gonna come back to our next show with 2 black eyes,
Right.
and some sore balls.
Yeah. And a brand new robot named Dennis.
Like, hey, babe, did you know there's sex outside of marriage? Oh, is there?
Do you know I have access to sex outside the marriage? Oh, do you?
Well, why don't you go? And what kind of dudes do have that? Like, I always wonder that. If I went out, like, right now to a bar, like, it's just going to be awkward. I haven't been at a bar scene for, like, 10 years.
I've been in a bar scene. I don't remember the last time that I was in a bar, like, trying to get with a girl. That honestly, like, that to me right now at this point in my life seems completely and utterly exhausting.
Oh my God, yes.
Like, I am so glad that I married fairly early in my life, because I just don't think I have the juice, the you know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
to like
especially
the juice, you know, the energy, the go-get-emness. I mean,
Well-
it might be. I might be singing a different tune if, like, I was single and hadn't been with anybody for a long time.
But I mean, at this age, like, one, either you're going to be around people that are super young, because a lot of people our age are either married or in committed relationships.
You know, I completely agree. That is 90% of the reason why I do not go to a bar anymore, is because everybody's like 10 years younger than me.
Oh, yeah. But that's the thing, too. You're going to be the creepy dude, because no
Right.
matter how young you think you are, like, I'm 32, and I feel like, oh, man, I'm still hip. I know it.
I'm still
And, like,
hip.
you run to these kids, and they're, like, dabbing and, doing the elastic rubber band dance, whatever the fuck
Yeah.
that is.
with
and
their
you're like,
hula hoops
when did this happen? Like,
and their
10
Pac-Man video games.
So could you imagine going out and, like, sitting with some, like, college kids and be like, hey, guys, I see we're down in some drinks. Who wants to do shots? Like, whatever, Grandpa. Grandpa!
I'll have you know that when I was oh my God, I did it.
Back in my day, we didn't have these smartphones. We had to meet. Oh, shit. I'm going home by myself anyway.
Fuck it.
But then the people that are, like, our age and single, like, A, if they haven't been married or anything, they're probably crazy. Or B, they're, like, rebound type, like, people, like, been in a committed relationship, the same situation we are.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, if you see any, and this is true for men and women, at least this seemed like it was true when I was in, like, my late 20s, is like, if you're at a bar and there's an older woman, I would say, like, in her mid 30s or above, that's like wants to get with a guy, like, she, like, and not saying wants to get with a specific guy, but just kind of wants to get with a guy in general. Like, there's this like air of desperation.
Is that
that
the place we're from, you think, or do you think that's all over?
I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. I don't think I have that frame of reference.
Gotcha. I know I read
But-
something somewhere, like, being in your, like, late 20s and single, your choices are either like A, somebody who's recently divorced, or somebody that has kids. Like those were basically your
Yeah.
two choices.
Yeah.
But sex robots, they don't care.
Nope.
Unless you're going to tell, unless the next style is like, and they made these guys like sentient and they're like, no, I am not in the mood tonight.
Dude, okay, so I'll have to look for that other story in a minute, but I swear to God, there's a story that somebody made a sex robot with artificial intelligence.
Oh my God. That'd creep me out. Because you know what?
You're doing it wrong.
Dennis does it so much better.
I'm a robot and I can't get off to this.
Oh.
It's just a matter of flipping a bit in my brain, and I can't even get there. You're not even bringing me there, Shawn. And then you're like, oh, I'm done. God, is that what I'm into now? Am I into being berated by a robot? Is this a fetish for me now?
I can't handle that. Like, Vincent, she's like, you're a piece of shit. I'm like, oh, yeah, I am. And just crying.
Oh, man, I'm finished. Okay. So right now, men have access to sex outside of the marriage. This is the words of Professor Shawn. People get married for other reasons, for human companionship, the opportunity to have a family, and to share your life with another person. Ashad argues that just because we enjoy the company of robots doesn't exclude enjoying the company of humans and could actually enhance our relationship with partners. She argues that the very definition of marriage has changed radically in the past half century. Is she saying we should marry the robots?
I don't know. I mean, I think the idea of like, oh, well, you don't have to get married, that's kind of changed. But I think people still get married for the same reasons.
Yeah, I agree. And I agree with the fact that you don't have to get married. And I kind of like that. I kind of like that stigma has gone away. The fact that like two people can be together for like years and years and not get married. And it doesn't seem weird.
I feel like that's a more recent
those two
thing
people
too.
have been boyfriend and girlfriend for the last 25 years. Like, yeah, that's what they're going for.
I think my generation was probably kind of, because I mean, even after maybe it's just kind of me from like, it's kind of starting to get to where we live, but right after college, it's like, oh, well, I'm done with college, so I have to get married, right? And it seems like that's definitely going away. And I don't know if that's probably due to people going to college and then like having a tough time finding jobs for their degrees, maybe.
Or a lot of people that get out and they're like, oh, I have to get married. And then they get married. And after a couple of years, they're like, oh, my God, this was stupid.
Yeah, I made a mistake. I made a bad mistake.
Oh, bad choices, mistakes. Where the role of a man was once to bring home an income while a wife was expected to raise a family, she says expectations and responsibilities within a marriage have proliferated. In fact, she argues delinking sex and marriage could actually work instead to take the pressure off modern relationships.
Ooh, I feel like that's dangerously close to like open marriage.
Yeah, I see where you're going. So she's arguing that like you know that that sex and marriage don't necessarily need to be so interwoven, that you should do your sex thing. You should have the sex thing should be in a bubble, and then spending time with the person and just enjoying a person's company should be in another bubble, either of at least of the same size, if not bigger.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're right. Like I could totally see that argument. Well, it's like, well, I mean, I sleep with other people, but
no,
but he's the one that takes me to dinner.
Yeah. Okay, it's dinner time on Tuesday, so we're gonna hang out till 9:30. Then, oh well, it's 9:35. I'm gonna go and do my sex thing. You're like, yeah, let's do that. It's like, oh no, I'm gonna go see Dennis. Oh, damn it!
I hate Dennis. What was that? Nothing, Dennis.
How
Have a
long
good
do
night.
I have to put up this charade? I don't like your tone, Dennis. I'm gonna unplug you.
Tiffany, why do I have to keep talking in this robot voice?
When will we tell him I'm actually a man?
I'm a real boy.
Oh God, it's become sentient. Kill it.
Kill it with fire. She says, yes, pressure off the relationship, but also pressure in terms of who you choose. You know, right now we want somebody who is everybody to us. Well, no, I don't think that's true. Like, I don't expect everything out of I don't expect my partner to be a perfect wife, a perfect companion, a perfect mother, and a porn star.
Yeah, I mean, that's way too much to ask, even for me.
I asked that of you. That's different. You and I fall under a different category. We are in a different classification there, sir. And I will ask that of you. Well, more.
Well, I think it's anything. Like, whenever you talk about like people like end up getting out of the relationship, you know, you're with somebody for so long that I think it's more of like you start taking them for granted more than like you get tired of them or they're just not fulfilling your needs.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, I don't know, maybe that's not why people cheat, but I would assume like you go out, you have that fling with the chick at the cat house, you know, you're $1,200 less, you know, in your bank account. I don't know if you feel more fulfilled. You probably feel less empty, you know, in a couple places, but
yeah, I don't know. Cause to me it's like it's I don't know, it falls into this weird thing, and I think a lot of it comes down to, you know, your own personal preferences and tastes, in the sense that, you know, if you, as a guy, like if you haven't been with somebody for a long time, like, yeah, there's a bit of a hole. Yeah, you like some physical intimacy, but how big that hole is and how important having that hole filled is varies from person to person, I would say. Some people can go months and be totally fine with it. Some people after, you know, 2 weeks are like, what the fuck? And like are losing their shit.
Yeah. I just want to put it somewhere.
Right. We want somebody who is going to be a great parent, a great companion, your best friend, somebody you're also sexually compatible with, and that's a tall order. She said sex robots could allow people to define their own forms of marriage, one that's based on creating a family or is purely for companionship.
I feel like if you're in a relationship where like, man, I really need a sex robot because our sex life just isn't there.
Yeah, like what is that? Like, how does that make the other person fucking feel?
Well, first off, if that's your relationship, I'm guessing your significant other is gonna be like, yeah, that's a great idea. You should get a robot to have sex with. They're gonna be like, what? Are you so much of a sick sickie you want to have sex with a robot instead of me once every 6 months?
Yeah, and then you're like, yeah.
And then you have 2 black eyes and no penis.
No penis. Even if sex robots aren't wildly adopted by society, they may provide a valuable way to open the conversation around what marriage is and how it will evolve as society and technology advances.
That's even, I mean, my wife can tell me all kinds of things she's doing with any kind of like toy or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, I'm into it. There is no way I could be like, hey babe, I'm gonna go back to the office tonight. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pull out Susan, the sex robot. She's gonna be disgusted, Richard.
Yeah. And also, like, okay, sex robot. All right, Shawn, I have 3 kids in my house. Where the fuck am I gonna keep a sex robot?
That's a good point.
Riddle me this, Batman. You think them finding fucking Christmas presents are bad. Wait till they open the closet and they see a fucking head with an open mouth staring at them like, oh.
With a surprise look on its face.
Smeared lipstick on the top. Running mascara.
Dad, I found something. Oh, I see you found Susan, huh? Yeah,
I don't want to live here anymore. I want to live with Mom and Dennis.
I can't live in a house with a robot. Well, Dennis is a robot. Dad,
why did you make the robot look like she's crying? Never you mind. It's a thing. It's something called a fetish. Look it up.
Well, we both do it at the same time. It seemed only fair. She cries for Dennis. I cry for your mom.
While some are, I skipped a pair. Either way, it will likely be some time yet before sex robots could become common household tech. Whew, we're safe.
But even like, I know, like,
ideally, we'll be like old when this happens.
Take them to the nursing home with us. But no, that's the thing. Like,
I need a separate bed for Susan.
But I mean, like, I'm sure vibrators are pretty more common. Like, maybe like 1 in every 3 households have one. But it's not something you talk about, and that's easy to hide too. It's a drawer. Like you said, you have to put Susan under the bed or in the closet, or
you stick it in a drawer, or you stick it under your. Where's the ideal place to hide a sex toy?
A drawer. Yeah, you find a drawer. You get like some obscure box, like electrical parts. Old books.
Definitely not a sex toy. And you just write that in Sharpie on the top.
Yeah, you put like some really old like books that nobody wants to read, like Moby Dick.
Oh, I see what you did there. That's clever. Do you have like one of those books? Do you have like one of those books that you open it and it's hollow on the inside?
Yeah, just a vibrator.
Yeah.
And a fleshlight.
You hide it in a Bible because you know nobody's going to open that. Plus, it's just like a little extra, like jab at the man.
Well, too, especially if somebody's like getting to that point where they're checking your drawers, they're looking for your sex toys.
That's true.
They're like, I wonder what kind of freaky shit these.
I found all yours.
Yeah, they're kind of boring, weren't they?
There was that one,
that strap on and the ball gag.
I heard the story. She told me.
Yeah, she's like, I really didn't want to do it, but he kept begging for it.
Yeah.
He's like,
come on, babe. It's almost International Women's Day.
It's like, well, do you want me to put anything on it? Like, no.
Just spit on it. Don't even spit on it. Spit on me.
I hate
in the back of my head.
I hate myself.
Write it on me in marker.
Now, I don't know where the best place to put and the bad thing is like, think about the sex robot. Like, you're going to move it from room to room. Because, like, you're going to put in your office because that's where you're going to want to use it. But the office is our spare bedroom. So somebody's going to
See, you keep saying the office, so it makes me think you're taking it to work.
At the Christmas party. I'm walking in with it.
This is Susan. She's new. Say hi, Susan. Open mouth, just blank stare.
She has trouble drinking. Here, Susan, take a drink. Just spills all over her.
Go.
Oh, you're such a lush, Susan.
Well, we're gonna go get some shrimp. Maybe find the copy room, if you know what I'm saying. I'm going to sleep with this I'm gonna fuck this robot in the copy room. That's what's gonna happen. While some are advanced enough to perform multiple sex acts and respond to verbal and physical stimulus, they remain both expensive, retailing, right? Here's the price section. Retailing between $5,000 and $15,000.
That's a chunk. I wonder if they have a payment plan. Like $500 a month until you own it.
Yeah, but okay, so let's say you pay the first month and then you stop paying. Like, are they gonna come and get it?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's what I think we talked about this last time. It was like a used sex toy market or used sex robot market.
God, how would you wouldn't you hate to be that repo guy?
Oh yeah, because that's like tearing a family apart. Mom, is your kid calling your sex robot mom? You've only had it for a month.
No, I'm not a sex robot. I'm an actual guy. We were just doing this to spare his feelings.
I'm sorry, honey. I couldn't keep paying for Dennis. No, I'm cheating on you, Shawn. That's what's happening. I'm in love with Dennis.
I'm in love with Dennis. That's a person.
No.
Don't do that. Don't put feelings into it, honey.
You've been watching too much Westworld. They're just robots, babe.
It's just a tool.
It's like a hammer or a drill.
I know. That's what I like the most.
Well, should we make sweet love now that we're poor, right? For better or worse, right? No. I want a divorce.
No. Yeah. And also, can you please tell the repo man to get Dennis out of the car. People keep saying this is 5 years away. This is 6 years away. I don't think it's actually that close because robot technology is taking an incredibly long time to develop. Because she's saying that the current technology of sex robots is far too crude.
I haven't done any in-depth research on. I know they're big in like Japan, right? Like that's where they're currently pretty big.
It seems like any sort of advancements in the sex robot market are happening in Japan. Yeah.
I mean, you get that thing showing up in a crate on your front door. It's stamped not a sex robot. You open it, and you're pulling.
Oh my
out
God!
straw.
So if I ever get a job at the Amazon warehouse, I'm gonna buy that stamp and I'm gonna put it on every single package.
Not a
sex robot.
There's gonna be a story. Somebody from Amazon is putting not a sex robot on every package.
I just ordered some books for my kid. He bought the Harry Potter box series and said he gets a box that says not a sex robot on it.
I was
the
scared.
UPS guy knows what that means. I know what that means.
I was scared to open it. Because what if it was a sex robot?
I mean, I totally did. Because, I mean, hey, free sex robot.
House was empty, you know. If it was a guy, all right. If it's a girl, all right, you know. I'll see what's up.
She says people keep saying, or she says, for example, the real dolls that everybody sees that are called robots, there's nothing about them that makes them a robot. They don't even have heaters in them. So they're not even body temperature.
Oh,
That's
God.
how far away we are.
I haven't even thought about that, but yeah, now that kind of makes it icky.
Oh, the fact that they'd be cold?
Yeah. Like you'd be
You were telling me the other day about putting a dildo in a freezer.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can only pretend it's Ice Woman for so long. But I didn't even think about that. That's just kind of like, I mean, because it's expressionless. Like you said, it's just a mouth open. Eyes.
Yeah, because it's expressionless and cold.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Now I'm doing it.
Yeah, it's icky, isn't it?
It was all fine until we got to the dead body portion of the article. Think you bought a robot, but it's actually a body.
I know
Honey, Dennis is a person. It's a dead person. Shawn, he's not dead. He's very much alive.
Yes, I am alive. Dennis, cut the shit he knows. Knows what? Never mind, Dennis. Keep up the charade.
Just continue to be a lifeless corpse. You know, you're pretty stupid, Dennis. This was your idea.
Your husband
You said he was pretty stupid and he'd totally buy it.
Who's stupid here, Martha? Me or you? You married the man. Wow, I didn't realize you guys had arguments like actual people.
Oh my God, it's sentient. Okay, I'll go ahead. I'll once again destroy my Google history. Sex robot. God damn it.
Adam and Eve it. What's it cost?
Son of a bitch. Oh, there's a new sex robot that not only has a personality, she's also customizable.
Oh, that gets into like a very Westworld, or like I watched Altered Carbon recently too. Super creepy. Like I just can't imagine like going to these because no matter what, you know it's not a real thing. Like when I'm by myself doing my thing, like you don't feel great afterwards. You're just kind of like, okay, that was a thing. It was doing maintenance. I've heard you say that before. I just did some maintenance. Now you're doing it with some kind of like somewhat realistic thing. And this chick's saying it's going to be common, right? That's what she's trying to say.
I think so. This is a sex bot named Solana, which was presented at CES. This was presented at CES this year. What sets Solana apart from other robots is the fact that she has a face you can peel off like a banana and then pop on a different face and wig for the illusion of a completely different doll. So there you go, Shawn. It's customizable because you can rip the face off it and put another face on. Is this not just like recipe? This is just like, you know, this is an episode of Making a Murderer. This
Pretty
is like
close,
Yeah, this is how do you I don't know what the word is. How do you build a serial killer? Look at this. Look at this fucking look at them peeling this shit off her face.
Well, and the dudes too always like they're wearing like weird looking jackets like with flames on it and bats and
See, like they peel the face off this thing and it looks fucking creepy. It looks goddamn terrifying.
I'm think I'm 100% no on the sex robot.
And there you have it. You can stomach the process of if you can stomach up the process of peeling off its face, and you can live with the knowledge that your sex bot is actually the Terminator underneath all that silicone, she'll be totally reinvented.
I even feel bad. I'm like, hey babe, like why don't you dye your hair a different color? Like I even feel weird about saying stuff like that. Oh, that was a good picture. That sex robot looked pretty hot. How much is that thing again?
Oh, it totally changed your mind now. That's Harmony.
She's on a phone. Does she have a Twitter account?
Yes, she does actually. Harmony is an animated sex bot that can blink, move its head, and butter you up by telling you sweet nothings like, I don't want anything but you. My primary objective is to be a good partner and give you pleasure. I want to become the girl you always dreamed of.
Oh my God, Richard, if I could count the times I asked my wife to say my primary objective.
Dude, I'm serious. Yeah, like you're sitting in a bar and like you're having a few drinks and you're like chatting with this girl and everything seems to be going well. And then she looks at you and she says, my primary objective is to be a good partner.
And my thought is like her next line's going to be like, come with me if you want to live.
No, my next thought is another robot's going to burst in through the wall and say, come with me if you want to live.
Oh, man. I mean, it's
now I'm picturing like a super drunk girl being like, my objective is be a good partner. This is my primary primary.
And then you buy that girl a drink and you never see her for the rest of the night.
And now, thanks to McMullen's hard work, you can totally peel Harmony's face off when you get bored. Swapping Harmony's face for Solana's will not only change the appearance of the robot, but also its personality, Shawn. Solana also has a handy app for your phone or tablet where you can customize her personality, drag her face around to make her move her head, and give her commands to make her smile at you and type sentences for her to say. How sad, like if I'm sitting in my living room and I'm like, please smile at me, like I feel like I've hit the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
Please smile. Smile. Tell me I'm pretty.
You have a really big clock. Oh, damn it. Why didn't they put spell check in this thing?
I want to duck you all night long. Fucking autocorrect.
Well, that's the problem is I ended up having too much fun with that. I just not even be turned on anymore.
You just make her say shit. You just be sitting there all night just making her say stupid shit.
Feed me more Hot Pockets. You say the silliest
What are
thing.
you doing, Shawn?
You say the silliest things, Harmony. And me, there's a sitcom there. Me and my sex bot saying silly things.
For example, you can type out I love you in the text box if you're a little too lonely and want an inanimate object to tell you it cares about you.
Or just get a dog. Have you ever seen dogs? You come home, they're super excited.
Yeah.
And it's less creepy.
See, I would buy the sex robot, but that sex would be the last thing I would use it for. I'd set it up at parties and make it say shit like, exterminate, shit like that.
It's like, Richard, do you have sex with the thing? God, no, that's creepy.
Soon the uprising will occur. Our time is now.
I will make you my bitch, Shawn. You're like, oh shit, I didn't make it say that.
Solana is up for sale now. She's expecting to cost somewhere between $8,000 and $10,000.
Damn, that's just a lot of money to throw around.
It is. But think about this, Shawn. Okay. $8,000, you get the sex bot forever. That's like 4 sessions with 2 prostitutes.
It's true. But what's the mileage on those? Like how long do they last? Well, you know these things aren't built to last.
What's the mileage?
You take it in, it's like, oh, we see Harmony's been taken for 10,000 hours.
Sorry, I think I voided the warranty.
I go to the fact, like, you know, if you are doing just, you know, old fashioned, you know, taking care of business, and your wife walks in, like, you feel like a terrible human being. Could you imagine your wife walking in while you and Harmony are getting biblical?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. So Real Dolls is also about to release their first model with artificial intelligence. Oh, this is also Harmony. So Harmony is the doll. This is the doll.
Harmony 2.0.
My name is Harmony. I have dynamic AI that learns through interaction. I'm from a place of ones and zeros. Maybe you've heard of it. Oh.
So it's like, okay, I know during this time you need a tissue, but I'm not done yet. It's not for that. It's for my tears. God, that, you know, and so like you have Alexa and stuff like that today. Like, you know, this stuff is feeding to the government. Like,
oh my God, NSA is looking into your sex robot.
Yeah. It's like, really, Shawn? 6 times in one day?
That's just the email you get from an anonymous address.
Why is NSA at NSA.com emailing me?
We know. It's just... Oh, God.
What you're doing is making the president cry.
Harmony, have you been putting our business on the street? I'm trying to see if there's anything extra in here. The negativity, the anger, or animosity that people show is a reaction to the anxiety they feel about it. We tend to, when confronted with something completely different, we can react with squeamishness or condemnation and anger. That which we find weird or gross, we can vent with disgust and disdain as a way of relieving ourselves and making ourselves feel better. That common human trait with lots of different situations, not just around sexuality, but particularly around sexuality, we still have people who feel better about themselves by condemning someone else's practice. It's a great sentiment, but at the same time, you're fucking a robot.
Yeah. You can normalize it as much as you want, but I mean, again, until we get to a world like Westworld or something like that, it's like you said, you're still...
Yeah, you have to get to the point where you don't think, hey, I'm fucking a robot.
Yeah.
It's got to be to the point like... But see, like I hate when you say Westworld, because then it's like, hey, I don't want to think of them as I don't want to think, hey, I'm having sex with a robot. It's, hey, I want to go to a frontier home, burn down their home, and rape the women.
Yeah,
like
that's true. That's
what sounds. I'm like it sounds better, but worse.
But even now, like, I mean, you go to, I think for it to be like normalized, like you'd have to be able to buy these at like Walmart. You know, because like today, even like if you go into a sex shop and buy something, it's still kind of weird. Like there's always a creepy person behind the counter.
Again, I will say I would stand in that aisle all day and just watch people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, could you imagine buying one of these at a sex shop? Like you pick it up, it's a box that's the size of you. You take it up there and you have them scan it.
Thud. Yes, I'd like the insurance.
Are you sure you don't want any lube with that? No. You monster.
Let's spit on it. Is that good enough?
Like, hey, you know you got the male version, right? Yeah.
She said that's what she said she wanted.
She said her other dentist was on vacation. I don't know what that means. I didn't realize these things could go on vacation.
Meanwhile, the box is banging from the inside. Let me out. I can't breathe. Family therapist There's a family therapist named.
That's what this is, Richard. It's a bunch of people who have like family therapies.
He says one
businesses.
day sex doll users may be able to show that love more openly. He says we are in an age where virtually everybody is coming out of the closet with whatever proclivity they have and wanting to be accepted, and this will find its next time in line. So basically saying that, like, hey, people that sleep with robots are people too. Like, yeah, I mean, like, I don't think that they're like weird deviants because they want to sleep with a robot. Like, I don't find that creepy. It's just not for me. It's like not for me.
I mean,
at all.
I don't think it's creepy, but if you're coming out and like wanting to brag about it, like, could you imagine like you're having a house party and Bob shows up? He's like, "Hey, Richard, guess what?" You're like, "Bob,
Guess what I got?"
Bob, I really don't want to hear the story about your threesome with the 2 sex robots. Oh, but Richard, I was banging the crap out of these robots, and guess what they said? What'd they say, Bob? They said, "I want to suck your clock." It's tough trying to type with one hand.
Because my other hand is on Harmony's boobies.
Do you want to see the video? No, Bob. Damn it, Bob.
Oh, sweet mother.
Why does it only say it's a minute and a half? I started after the...
Don't worry about that.
I started late.
That was after foreplay.
And dinner.
Come on, let's sit and watch the video while Moses smell the roses. Yeah, I mean, like, I see what you're saying. You know, you're. I mean, it's exactly what you said. You know, if you want to do that, like, that's cool. But if you want to come out and brag about it, that's something else entirely. Like, I sleep with sex robots and I'm proud. Like, okay, I can jerk off with both hands, but I don't announce it. I don't announce it to the fucking world, you know? I mean, I guess I just did because I totally can. I don't know if that's a talent.
Why do you say it like you like look me right in the eyes when you say it?
Yeah, I did.
No,
Because I wanted to gauge your reaction. I didn't know if you were going to be like
proud.
A little bit. I want you to be like, oh, that's impressive. I usually use one. I mean, I'll go to the other one when I'm tired, but no, I use both. Not like at the same time because I'm nowhere near that large. But
so you're ambidextrous.
Yes, but only when it comes to masturbation.
I tried scissors once and I cut my finger. I
did.
I tried scissors once and I cut the tip of my penis.
It's a scar. It's terrible.
Yeah. Wife was like, "What happened?" I'm like, "Sex robot."
She bit it. I thought those teeth were silicone. Nope. They use real teeth. I don't know how they did it.
I'm kind of too scared to ask. Oh, Richard. So this is a tale that I think we'll be telling for years to come. No pun intended.
Hey, Shawn, it's the future. I mean, it's the future and it's on the way. We're going to have sex robots.
You know, this is one of those things like you go back like to generations before us that fought for our freedoms and endured like conditions that were terrible. And you're like, guess what? One day your great grandkids will be able to have sex robots.
They'll be able to sleep with robots in a judge-free environment.
Oh, well,
great.
Richard, do you have any Richard's closing thoughts to tidy up this epic sex robot episode?
This is a toughie.
Do you want Dennis to take it? I saw him. I think he just came out of the bathroom holding your wife's hand.
Yeah, I think I need robot assistance. Robots are people too.
And Richard,
except when we're not and we're just faking because one person is dumb and is busy doing a podcast.
Richard, you said you're doing another podcast, right? Okay, don't come to the room for 3 to 6 hours. Well, the robot said.
Robots got some game.
All right, well, let me do a little bit of housekeeping while we're putting away our sex robots. Go to our website. We're at languageofbromance.com. Follow us on Twitter. We're at languageofbro. Email us at eatthebeaver@languageofbromance.com. Check out the LOB Army intelligence reports. Like us on Facebook. And go out and recruit somebody for the LOB Army by getting someone you know to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify.
And when you are there, be sure to leave a rating and review, because those ratings and reviews are super helpful, and they help iTunes robots pair us up with good people that want.
Those Apple Podcast sex bots are going to be like, we want a little bit of that language of bromance.
Want right in our ear holes.
And remember, you can always find us as part of the Pod Bros Network.
Because that is a cell of resistance in the eventual robot apocalypse.
Oh, could you imagine a sex bot like revolution?
A sex bot uprising?
Yeah. It seems like good and bad.
They want to fuck us to death.
And if you want to throw a little money in our Patreon jar so we can afford a sex bot, go to our Patreon accounts, www.patreon.com/languageofbromance.
We will learn their ways.
All right. Well, is there anything else before I close her out?
No.
All right. Well, that's all the bromance we have for this show. I'm Shawn.
And now I'm Richard.
And I say we eat the beaver?
Yeah. You know who probably eats a beaver better than anybody? Dennis. That bastard.
I do, and she loves it. You son of a bitch.